from the heart of America in Chicago, Illinois. It's time for Roker Radio with Al Roker Jr. And now, Al Roker Jr.
I know what you're thinking. Angry, black cat. It ain't nothing but a stupid stereotype. Well, guess what, motherfuckers? I'm black, and I work my ass off to be the captain. And sometimes I get angry. So suck a dick.
Older the berry, the sweeter the juice.
I guess the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Started thinking, man. Either they don't know, don't show, or don't care about what's going on in the hood.
And want to welcome to Roker Radio our next guest who really needs no introduction. He is a rapper. He is a writer. He is a actor. He is a entrepreneur. He is a little bit of everything. You know him. You know him very well. It is Ice Cube. How you doing, Cube? Welcome back to Chicago.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me.
Do you get a chance to enjoy our fair city at all when you get here? Because you've been working hard, man. You've been everywhere. Do you get a chance to like get out and eat or do something, see something?
We see a little something, but we really here to push the program. I love Chicago. I've spent a lot of time here. Doing a couple of barbershop movies. So I know the flavor of the city, and, I really do want to be out there. It's summertime in the city. I want to hang out, but we're here to push BIG3 Basketball. We got a great game, the United Center tonight. So we want people to come on out and check us out.
I want to talk to you a lot about BIG3. I want to just talk about the last couple of years that you've been going through, which has been quite a whirlwind, quite frankly. You've had the movie come out, the Straight Outta Compton movie. You had the induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, BIG3. First of all, there was like a Cher musical in town, and Cher came to see the musical, and they were talking about how weird it was for her to watch all these different facets of her life in front of her face. So what was it like for you to watch your life story on the big screen, and even more surreal, having your son play yourself?
Oh, man, it was a great experience. Probably a little different. I don't know how much Cher had to do with her own show, but actually putting together Straight Outta Compton. So it was like I was cooking a nice dinner, and I was tasting and sampling it, you know what I mean? So I kind of knew it was going to be good before it came out, which is cool. But the real treat for me was to see my son get busy and actually take the part and own it. And so even though it's a movie about our group NWA, as a father, I'm just proud that my son is in the movie and was able to do his thing. And so I think I'm more proud of that than having a movie about us. You know what I'm saying? So it's a trip because it came to me in layers. At first I was like, oh, we got a movie. And then I'm like, oh, man, my son is in it. I'm so happy for him. And so the fatherly instincts kind of took over.
And he wasn't a shoo-in to get the role, right?
Not at all. We put him through the ringer. The coach's son always got it the worst. And so, it was no different with this, man. I wanted to make sure he was ready. Not only that, but make sure he was the best guy for the part, because
even more so,
if he wasn't, he shouldn't get it. You know what I mean? My son or not. So when we looked at all the audition tapes, after putting this kid through 2 years of acting classes in L.A. and New York and, just running him through the ringer, when we looked at all the audition tapes, he was the best, and that's why he got the job.
Did you, as you're watching it, do you see yourself? Is it like a mirror image as you're watching it?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy because not only with that character, not only with me and because it's my son, but all the characters. You know, in editing the movie, it was like I had to snap myself and say, "Yo, this is a movie. This isn't us.
It's not a documentary. It's
But it felt so much like a documentary cutting it together. That felt like Dre, and that felt like Easy and Ren and Yella. And I just had to, like, take a moment. I said, man, if this is doing this to me, the audience, they don't have a chance because this is going to capture them.
And the movie was so well received. That had to have been a great thrill for you.
Yeah, because some of these movies, you know, most of them don't turn out good. Most of them don't turn out and they don't satisfy the audience. I think, you know, maybe Ray satisfied everybody. I heard complaints about damn near every other movie, biopic kind of movie. So to have a movie that you know, people accept it and they accept it as a great movie, and we didn't get that backlash, you know, it was the icing on the cake, so to speak.
And around that same time, NWA inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and I like what you said about NWA and people who thought that maybe you shouldn't be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Can you talk about that for a second?
Yeah, you know, I talked about mainly that rock and roll is not an instrument. You know, it's not a guitar or, you know, it's an attitude. It's something that's been here before they called it rock and roll. So I just wanted to take people through the history of people that are pioneers, of people who have changed music or that went their own route or brought in a new style or a new flavor. That's rock and roll to me. You know, that's not conforming to what's come before you, but creating your own path in music and life. And so that was my statement of don't look at us because we don't have guitars that we not rock and roll, but look at our attitude and look at, you know, the way we carried ourselves through it and the good music that we produced as rock and roll.
And I want to talk to you about the Big Three, and that's why you're in Chicago. Before I do that, I want to ask you one serious question. Being here in Chicago, fuck the police 30 years ago. What's changed? What we have here in Chicago, we just had a situation where a young man, they called 911. The father called 911 because the young man was acting erratically. Police came, shot and killed the young man, and shot and killed the grandmother that opened the door for the police. Now, just a little while ago, the family of the young man that was killed, jury awarded them $1 million. An hour later, the judge reversed the decision. It's unheard of. The Laquan McDonald situation here in Chicago, that trial is going to be coming up soon. That young man shot in the back by police several times. All of his cronies backed him up, and then the police tape came out. The video came out. That trial for that officer is going to happen soon. So there's still a lot of stuff going on. In your opinion, what has changed in the last 30 years since Fuck the Police?
Not enough. You know, I believe, you know, before we did the song, you know, police, they were never questioned or rarely questioned or barely questioned about what they did. I think after the song, you know, people started to look at police as regular human beings who have their own prejudices and their own, you know, feelings about the community. And when they do something wrong, they got to be held accountable. So I think that attitude has changed, but the system hasn't changed. It hasn't changed fast enough, you know.
It's been 30 years.
Yeah, I mean, black lives don't matter as much to the system, and it's proven fact. It's not something we're making up. It's not a slogan, not a T-shirt. It's true, and we have proof that our community is not valued by, that agency. And so we got to continue to fight them. We got to continue to do songs, continue to protest, continue to fight for our rights, continue to struggle. Unfortunately, it ain't over, and we got more work to do.
A friend of mine who is a judge said to me that the problem is all the judges used to prosecute these cases. So they're already leaning towards one side. You've already got it stacked against you once you get into the courtroom.
Yeah, I mean, you're guilty until you prove yourself innocent. That's basically what the system has turned into. Police, prosecutor, judge, all the same side. They all on the same side. They all work together. They all conspire to feed the this industrial prison society that we've created in America, and they all are conspiring to fill up those penitentiaries for money and other reasons. So I think that criminals and people that break the law, you want them. You want to get them. But people, regular citizens who stumble across the law, end up on the wrong side of it.
The deer that gets caught in the bear trap.
Yeah. I mean, do you really want to, turn them into a criminal or lock them up for so long where they're institutionalized and they're not, like productive citizens, when they come out? That's what's happening. It's I don't know what kind of world we live in where, a kid can go into church and kill, 9 people, and we walk him out with a bulletproof vest on to make sure nobody touch him. But the little 18-year-old kid mouthing off at the mall to a cop, he gets his nose broke and busted up, and, his parents can't recognize him no more. So that, I don't understand that. There's people that break the law. Y'all want to be heavy-handed with the real criminals, not with the 18-year-old kid that's maybe mouthing off.
Well, I'm worried that when the trial of the police officer occurs, if he ends up getting off, I'm afraid that you're going to have Ferguson. You're going to have, but at a Chicago scale. I'm worried about that. I hope it doesn't happen. We'll see what happens. Hopefully, you'll continue to lend your voice to these issues as they continue on.
I mean, simple justice prevent all that from happening. Simple justice. But if you don't want to be just and you want to protect these guys who've become, sort of enemies of the community, then you expect it not to be pretty. Because, I mean, we at some point, we go Popeye, man. That's all we can stand, and we can't stand no more.
That's exactly right.
Do you have a question or a comment? Send us an email to alrokerjr@prodigy.net. Now, once again, here's Uncle Al.
Ice Cube is my guest, Roker Radio, Al Roker Jr., Ice Cube. Cube is in town for the BIG3 Basketball tournament. What made you want to create a basketball league? Why would you want that hassle?
Man, I'm a big fan. To me, it's a void in the industry in the summer. Basketball fans, I think they hibernate until football season starts. So, Why not fill that void with some great basketball, guys that can play and elevate the 3-on-3 game to the professional level?
Very quickly, talk about, for people that have not heard of Big 3 or seen Big 3 on television, exactly what is the Big 3?
The Big 3 is professional 3-on-3 basketball played by former NBA players. So it's professional. We took it out the parking lot. You know, they have a lot of, like, parking lot, you know, Nike tournaments, Mountain Dew stuff, but we want to take it in the arena. So we're in the United Center with it. And we got players that you've been knowing for the last 15 years, you know.
It's not scrubs, and it's not an old-timers league.
Not at all. You know, a lot of guys realize real quick once they play in the Big 3 that it's a real professional league. You got to be in shape or you're going to be exposed. And some big names didn't make it, you know, because they wasn't in shape. So that lets you know the level of competition and the level of talent and how serious these guys are taking it.
You had mentioned that it's at the United Center. Last year was the inaugural season. You were over at the UIC Pavilion. And here in Season 2, things have really blown up. As you mentioned, you're at the United Center. The games have been moved to Fridays. If you go online, you'll see a great Big 3 promo in the vein of the movie Friday. I don't want to give too much away, but if you're a fan of the movie Friday, you will love this Big 3 video on YouTube.
Day, you drunk all the milk?
I didn't drink the milk.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Always drinking all the damn milk. Damn. There still ain't nothing ever in this house.
Every time I come in the kitchen, you boys in the kitchen, in front of my damn TV, watching basketball.
It's the Big 3.
What is that?
That's a 4-point shot.
Oh, pointer.
Back in the day, y'all ain't had no 4-point shot. All y'all had was 1-pointers.
Don't joke. I used to play with a rock when I was playing basketball. You talking about concussions? I must have had 12 of them. You toss a rock to a person, that person ain't paying attention. Damn! That's why I walk like this.
Big 3. Yeah. Big 3. Come on.
So you're at the United Center, and you've got some big names, not just with the coaches. You know, Dr. J's a part of this. I mean, it's Charles Oakley, some of the other coaches.
Oh, man, we got Gary Payton. We got Iceman George Gervin. We got Rick Barry, Rick Mahorn, and Nancy Lieberman, which is the first female head coach of a men's league. So we have some great coaches and also great players, you know, like Mike Bibby, Kenyon Martin, Al Harrington, Steven Jackson, Jermaine O'Neal, Amari Stoudemire, Nate Robinson.
A lot of Chicago connection in this league as well.
Oh, yeah, Carlos Boozer, Brian Scalabrine is coming back, and Corey Maggette, who's from Chicago. So we got a lot of big names, and they still got game.
Meta World Peace going to be there?
Meta World Peace is in the league, you know, doing his thing.
Now, for those people that don't know, Meta World Peace, that's Ron Artest. And you remember Ron Artest when he played with the Bulls. You're old enough to remember World Be Free. You remember World Be Free back in the day?
Yeah, definitely remember World Be Free, you know. And when I heard Meta World Peace, I was like, yeah, you know, definitely threw me back. But, yeah, you know, it was great to get, you know, this basketball history, you know, this, like, rolling festival of you know, everything great about basketball in the same arena. What's cool is you see the whole league in one night. You know, it's 4 games in one night. Games go about 35, 40 minutes.
These are half-court games.
Half-court games to 50. You know, once you score 50, you win, but you got to win by 2. So if it's 49-50, you got to keep playing till you win by 2.
And you've made some news recently becoming the first sports league to allow their athletes to use CBDs for pain. Yes. Now, was that something that was brought about by the athletes themselves? Was it brought by the league, a combination? How did that happen?
Well, we've been, you know, watching, you know, the news for the last year, ever since we had the league on, you know, things that can help players recover, get better, feel better. Al Harrington, you know, has a company called Viola, and he, has pushed it on us. He's really been an advocate for it, and really teaching us about CBDs and what they do and how they help. And to me, it was a no-brainer. It's definitely progressive. It's the future. I think the NBA, the NFL, everybody's going to have to come on in sooner or later with this. And it's really all about making sure the athletes feel better and making sure they can play better.
Is it working?
I believe so. Guys love it. My wife has used the cream on her thumb, and she says it works. It definitely takes out the pain and inflammation in joints, and so that's really what it's all about, making the players feel better. It does not enhance their performance, doesn't get them high. All it does is help with pain. And we watch these athletes, we love them, but we don't really realize how much pain they're in, when they're playing and after they play. So anything we can do to help, why not, man? Why should we let these dudes suffer or just get hooked on opioids? That's not what it's all about.
And athletes, you hear them all the time complain that they're tired of taking the pills. They're tired, and I was in a car accident last year, and I ended up having to set my alarm an hour before I got up to take a pill so I would be able to get out of the bed. And I got tired of it. I can only imagine being a professional athlete playing since you're 12 years old, and now you're 40 or something like that, and this is what you've had to deal with your entire life, your entire adult life. You get sick of it. You get sick of the side effects. So I think it's a great thing that you're doing with that. So I appreciate that.
Thank you, man. I hope athletes, I hope the NFL, the NBA, Major League Baseball, and all the other leagues, just come on and come to the future. We'll lead the way. Just watch us.
Well, the Big Three is at the United Center. Last year, it was a great time. I was really impressed with the crowd. Had a fantastic time. I was surprised. I thought, to be honest with you, okay, the crowd's going to be coaches and their leagues and their teams. And it was a mix of everybody was there, and everybody had a fantastic time. It's a great time. There were a lot of celebrities there last year. Chance the Rapper showed up. Taraji P. Henson showed up. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan showed up. You expect any celebrities at the UC tonight?
Yeah, a few going to come through, a few that came through last time. I think LL's going to be there tonight. Oh, nice. And, we'll probably be getting phone calls as it get closer. Like, yo, man, can you get me in? So it's cool. It's great basketball. It's a great event. Like I said, 4 games for the price of 1, so you can't beat it. And you get to see everybody. It's not like 2 teams are playing here, 2 teams are in Detroit, 2 teams are in – the whole league is right there tonight at the United Center. And
it's a traveling league, so you're going to – what are some of the other cities you're going to?
We're hitting Oakland. We're hitting Miami. We're hitting Toronto. We're hitting Detroit, Boston, Dallas, Brooklyn. So what's great about this league, we can be anywhere in the world and play a sanctioned big league week, and it's just great.
And a big change this year is the games are on Fox, not Fox Sports 1, Fox, like Fox.
Yeah. Well, it's a split, but it's great. This week we're on Big Fox. Next week we're on Big Fox. Then we go to FS1 for a few weeks. Then we come back to Big Fox for the playoffs and the championship. And it's just a great thing to be live this year. Last year we were taped. We'd play on Sunday. They'd show it on Monday. This year it's live. So, either come out to the United Center or tune in to Fox and check us out.
Well, the growth of the league has been amazing. It's a great product. It's a lot of fun. Thank you for including Chicago in it, bringing it to Chicago. Ice Cube, really appreciate it. Thank you for your time. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you, man. It's a great interview. Come on out and enjoy the game tonight, man.
Can I get a yay?
A yay?
There you go. Ice Cube, everybody.